Hi, everyone, and welcome to our virtual information session for the Graduate Certificate in Instructional Coaching program at UNC Charlotte. I'm Luke Reinke, and I work here at the Cato College of Education, and I'm the program director for the Graduate Certificate in Instructional Coaching program.
And I'm Jen Principe with Charlotte Online, here to help support all of our online programs and students.
All right, so I'll tell you a little bit about the program. It features 4 courses or 12 credit hours. Most of our students complete the program in 2 semesters, taking 2 courses per semester. We run each course in half semesters, so over the course of 8 weeks, and the first one will be the first half of the semester, and the second one will run the second half of the semester, so you have one at a time. Most folks choose to do the program over a single academic year, but if you're interested in a bit of a slower pace, you can take just 1 per semester and then finish in 2 years. The courses are fully online and asynchronous, meaning that you work through the modules on your own time, and there are no mandatory meetings. Instructors are available for meetings during office hours if you're interested in that one-on-one support or even small group attention, but it's not mandatory. Participants in the program do need to either work in a school or otherwise have access to teachers that they can work with to develop their skills at coaching. So all of the courses have assignments where you actually work with another teacher, you determine what sort of support that they want, and then you coach them in that area. And so you do need a way of completing those assignments, working with either one teacher or a couple of teachers. So you might be asking, how does this program benefit you, or what type of person should consider enrolling in this program? Well, it may be that you've been teaching for more than 3 years, you're enjoying working with your students, and you're showing a lot of success, and you're just ready to start expanding your sphere of influence to outside your own classroom. You may want to broaden that to work with other teachers so that you can improve instruction for more students. Or it may be you work in a district where coaches are offered increased salary, you're interested in a more flexible position where you're doing a variety of different things, possibly in addition to teaching in the classroom or in place of. It may be that you see opportunities for coaching in your school or your district, or there are some statewide coaching programs. Maybe you're interested in administration, but specifically being the type of administrator that's really focused on improving instruction in schools. You may already be a coach. So a lot of folks find themselves in these coaching roles because they have been successful in their own classroom, but they don't have any formal training in coaching, or they're not familiar with the literature or the research about coaching that's out there. And if so, this program is really for you as well. Our courses were developed in the past couple of years, so they're all up to date with current research and best practices in the field. They were developed by very experienced coaches, many of them who have worked in the new teacher support program that we house here at UNC Charlotte for our region. They've been coaching day in and day out, and so they developed these courses to really share that expertise. And let's dive into the courses a little bit. The first course, Principles of Coaching 1, it's really focused on the principles of coaching, like it says. So an introduction to the theoretical frameworks, how you establish coaching relationships, a bit about professional development, professional learning communities, and really assessing what teachers' needs are. The second course, Coaching for an Equitable Learning Environment, is really focused on equity. So how can we help teachers identify strengths and areas for growth in terms of achieving equitable learning outcomes and classroom environments that are inclusive and effective for all students? Now, all of that draws on those frameworks and the foundations laid in the earlier course. And our course developers really work together to build these and so that they feel really cohesive. The third course dives deeper into those principles that were introduced in the first course. So actually, the developer that taught that first course, she taught that and then developed the third one. So she really understood where her students were at, what they needed for the next step in the process. And so that one goes deeper into the coaching cycle, effective strategies for coaching conversations. So really connecting back to what was learned in the previous courses, but going deeper. And then in each of those previous courses, those first 3, you'll be asked to apply your learning in a clinical setting. So working with a coach, working with a teacher and coaching them at your school. But then in the final course, Application of Coaching Principles, that's where you put all the pieces together. You facilitate professional learning communities, you implement that coaching cycle with fellow teachers, and then you apply all those principles and then you reflect on that process. And also, some of you might be wondering if the courses taken in this program can count towards a master's degree, if you're interested in continuing on. And the answer to that is yes. So the 12 credits you earned as part of the graduate certificate instructional coaching, those can be applied towards a UNC Charlotte master's degree in curriculum and instruction for the concentrations that are listed on this slide. So if you're interested in earning a master's in curriculum and instruction and you complete this program, then you can use those credits towards that degree.
And you might be wondering, how can you get into this program? So I do want to just go over the requirements for the admission. So this is a graduate certificate, so it is at graduate level coursework at UNC Charlotte. So we do require a bachelor's degree to already be completed. We do need to see submission of transcripts from all institutions that you have attended after high school. So we do need to see transcripts. If you have taken courses at multiple universities, that's not a problem, but we do require those transcripts. They can be unofficial in the application process. So we definitely don't need you to be paying for multiple transcripts or anything like that, but we do need to see them all in the application. We do want to see a completed undergraduate GPA of at least a 2.75, and that is a UNC Charlotte Graduate School requirement. We also do want to see 2 letters of reference or recommendation from current or past supervisors, which must include either a principal or someone at the administrative level who can speak to your leadership or administrative experiences, background, and how they think you can be successful as an instructional coach within your school setting. We also want to see at least 3 years of successful teaching experience or other professional education. We want to see that, if you're coaching other teachers, that you have the experience as a teacher yourself. The statement of purpose is your area to share anything about yourself, whether that's your background in your career, your interest in this program, your interest in instructional coaching, to really help Dr. Reinke understand you as a person in your professional world, and to know that you would be a good fit for our program. And 2 other final pieces, your resume updated would be great as well, to kind of see your background. And then again, a graduate school requirement is a $75 application fee so that they can process all of these items for your application. So your application will walk you through all these items, so you don't need to remember every single one of them at this moment. We will ask you for all of those. And you will apply through gradadmissions.charlotte.edu. You'll go up to the apply button, apply now. You'll be able to create a login. And it is also good to know that you do not need to submit everything all at one time. You are welcome to go in and work on your application as you have time. So we definitely recommend that you start your application earlier rather than later, because things do take longer than you may expect sometimes. So we do recommend giving yourself plenty of time to work through that application. And then tuition, we do want to make sure you know, because we are a state university, public research university. So we do have a couple different tuition levels. So resident tuition is for anyone who lives in the state of North Carolina. We do require a residency number, which would be given through the North Carolina Residency Determination Services in order to be eligible for that resident tuition. Our outside of North Carolina non-resident tuition is what our fancy long way of saying out-of-state tuition. So you are absolutely welcome to take this program if you live outside of the state of North Carolina. Because this program does not lead to any kind of teaching licensure specifically, we welcome you if you are a teacher in any other area of the United States. And again, being an asynchronous program, you don't need to worry about logging in for classes at any particular time. So even if you're on the West Coast, you should have no issue with getting your work done, because the time zones won't be an issue. So we just wanted to make that known. And then we also want you to know that Niner Central is a really great resource for all of our students. So any questions about financial aid and applying for that type of aid or scholarships, things like that, With the way that the program is set up, with taking 6 credits per semester, that does make you eligible for financial aid as a graduate level student. You would still need to complete FAFSA forms and go through that process. But again, Niner Central is a great resource. We want to point you in that direction for any questions regarding tuition and financial aid. And then we just wanted to point out our contacts here. If you have further questions, we do have an enrollment specialist within Charlotte Online. You may have already spoken with that person, but they are there to support you through the application process and with any questions that you have along the way. We appreciate your time and thank you for joining us.